So I finally can get back to recording. Basically, basically, I bricked my computer. Best way to put it. I lost like over, bro. I lost like over 10 hours worth of footage. I have no idea how many audio recordings I lost, but I lost quite a bunch of stuff. So I've effectively spent like a month pretty much making a whole bunch of stuff on the back end, and reorganizing some things because I realized as I'm kind of working on this channel and working on another channel at the same time, I'm really looking to be more consistent, and actually make things that are a bit more cohesive. You know, also just looking at like my life and my branding and things that I'm actually doing with myself at this moment in time, I find it imperative that I start to streamline my vision and my real goal on what I'm actually looking to achieve. Um, so as of forever, pretty much, I've been uploading gameplay videos on like a completely different channel. I'm also uploading gameplay videos here, but more so just my thought pieces on certain things. And with me basically losing a lot of that footage from that previous for that channel, it also lost a lot of footage for this channel, recordings for this channel. And something I've really been thinking about is just how do I give you guys the ability to really, I would say, give me more insights to the things that you really enjoy or like about the channel or would like to see of the channel. Because I've been in the space of just making a bunch of gameplay videos and really looking to hone in on what it is that I truly want to give you guys. And I've been in this space of my life, basically as I've been sitting in my house, waiting for a job, LOL. I've been focused on really just making fighting game content. I've been thinking about Damaged, what I named the channel, why I named the channel, what was my premise and my theme behind everything, and I'm just at the point where it's like, everything makes more sense. I've been on this journey for a little on and off for like 3 years now, but I'm finally in a space where I can say, hey, I'm finally doing YouTube in a way that I truly envisioned it. I'm not doing shit posts just yet, LOL. But I wanted to sit down and make something I felt was truly unique. And honestly, that's what Damaged is. Fighting games and feelings, damn it. So we're gonna sit down and literally watch people honestly get their shit kicked in. Could even be me getting my shit kicked in. But I wanted to focus on attacking various topics from the emotional aspect, the mental aspect, and really just other things. And also just do like whatever gameplay commentaries and things like that. But I genuinely just wanted to give you guys an actual update on my life and what the fuck has been going on. It's been quite some time since I've really made a video, really talked about anything. In truth, as far as the channels are concerned and everything like that, we've expanded quite a bit. Quite a bit. So I got various consoles, so I'm looking to give you guys some real interesting gameplay, but the most important thing is I'm looking to start collecting old fighting games. Mainly for the channel, of course, but I want to do fighting game tournaments. I have no idea how the fuck I'm really gonna start that process, but I am interested. I do have consoles, and I don't necessarily want to be a champion, but I don't mind being able to meet some people and go out and just start competing just for the fun of it. I mean, I'm really here to honestly just make cool content and talk about some interesting shit, realistically. As far as the actual collecting, the last thing that we ended up getting was some Soul Calibur 2. Ended up getting the GameCube version and the Xbox version. So I will likely be doing some kind of, I would say, commentary on those. I grew up playing Soul Cal 2, so I'm actually pretty excited. The most interesting thing, though, is the simple fact that I ended up collecting all of the 6th generation consoles. Let's go. However, I'm not really sure how I want to tackle that as far as like recording content. I know as far as the Xbox games, like I'll be fine on the 360, but the PS3, oh that bitch is cooked. I don't have a backwards compatible one, so I don't know. I will say when it comes to PlayStation 2 content, the recording it through the PlayStation 2 for like PS1 games, it's a hit and miss. So, but I'm gonna have to check how PS1 games work on the PS3. I know Final Fantasy 7 is one that pretty much works across the board. Now, Ridge Racer, I said Final Fantasy 7. It was Tekken 3 that works pretty much across the board. Now, Final Fantasy 7 did not work for the PS2, but it did for the PS3. Either way it goes, just a lot of interesting content in old games that I really want to get, and I want to show off simply because these aren't really games people are playing or buying that are, at least I'm seeing, that are being shown off. Like, one game I'm really excited to get once I can get my fucking hands on it. Bushido Blade. Personal game that I'm like, I would love to be able to make content simply because there's nothing really like it as far as fighting games today. There is a game that was made in the style, but it's still very different than what Bushido Blade is, fundamentally. But I digress. Outside of video game collecting, I ended up, at this point, selling like, to what my eBay store told me, it says that I sold close to like it's really more like $200 these last couple months. So the store is making some, solid moves. I'm honestly still waiting to get some more sales in, you know what I mean? But I ended up having a unique customer experience, and I might just cover that on a whole nother video. But I'm at the point where I'm glad to see that the store is truly making motion, and ironically, if we can keep this up, we can start really expanding. I'm looking at actually getting into things that are outside of video games, not because I don't believe in the market, but because I realize if I really want to sell and I really want to stand out, I really want to dabble in all of the things that I find interesting. Last year, as the store was making like little sales or whatever, I think I basically spent this out of pocket. I spent like $50 on like 100 vinyls. One of them was, I looked at a couple of them. They were like $15. All of the vinyls, or majority of the vinyls that I have, I'll be honest, the sleeves are not in the best condition. They're not falling apart, but they've seen better days. Still sellable, but it's just more so, I can sit down and see which ones I want to flip and which ones I want to play, but most importantly, I don't have a vinyl player right now, so I'm kinda waiting on that. I'm also looking to expand into DVDs. Luckily, all of these video game consoles can read DVDs, so I don't need to buy a DVD player. That's nice. But yeah, like, honestly, throughout this month and a half, basically, it's really just been a lot of sitting back, being to myself, reflecting, looking at jobs, but also, selling things through the store, looking at deals. I'll be honest, I haven't really found any good deals since, I'd say, the beginning of the year. I wouldn't say that the deals have been bad per se. I would just say that there's not a lot of value from the collecting and selling aspect. And this is a very unique factor of my business. I don't really look at it like Phoenix Resale based on how I've seen him kind of do his numbers and stuff like that. I look at it more of, I make a single purchase, I'm looking at how many items can I sell to make that money back, basically to break even, and then everything else is like, okay, I can move on. So, for instance, in this situation, it's kind of why I got a whole nother video for you guys. But I am excited to see, you know, more deals come in. You know, I did pass on one deal last night, but I'll be honest, it wasn't good. 3 GameCube games. He was like, only one of them has the manual, no pictures of the back of the disc. And I'm like, hey, you know, I'd like to see the back of the disc. And he's like, you know, there's a couple people in line before you. I'm like, I'll pass, bro. Like, what the fuck? I can go on eBay and just go look at several listings of the game with the back, like, and see the back of the disc. Like, it's a very strange thing. Like, hey, could I see a picture so I can actually verify this thing's in good condition? It's like, you gotta wait in line to see if it's actually in reasonable conditions. Like, I will definitely pass on that shit. And the funny part is, like, there's little things like that, but that wasn't really a good deal, even from a selling aspect, knowing how much I would actually make on eBay. With the fact that, 2 of them didn't have manuals. One of them is like, well, I'll be honest, without a manual, one of them's like $40. The other one's like $30. And then the other one is like $80. But again, depending on what I want to keep, you can see how if it's going to cost me $100. One of them's 80, one of them's 30, one of them's 40. It doesn't really make sense from a purchase-selling kind of standpoint. For instance, I bought a whole bunch of Xbox games. Xbox 360 games. I did get some Xbox games. I spent $50. I think I got like 30 games. I think I kept like damn near half of that purchase. Like just for the store. I said store, just for like being able to record for like YouTube for the backlog or whatever. So my Xbox collection basically doubled. Basically doubled at that moment. My Xbox 360 collection is not that huge, and my Xbox collection is also not that big. But with me deciding that, hey, I'd love to jump down this rabbit hole of looking at old games, buying old games, and seeing things that I missed out on, like the Xbox 360 released in 2005. I was fucking 8 years old. Like, you know, I did end up having a 360 and stuff like that. I played Sega Superstars on that bitch. Sega Superstar Tennis on that bitch all the time. But that was basically a lot of that experience. So like now it's more so I'm looking really to dig into these backlog of games, really so I can find some really unique titles and bring them to you. As far as recordings are concerned, even though Damage is more so about fighting games, right? I still got a lot of cool, unique games. And I know one thing that's really blowing up on the internet right now, quote unquote, blowing up on the internet, is Sonic Riders. Honestly, one of the best Sonic racing games ever. I will stand on that. I will stand on that. The OG Sonic Riders. There's really no other kind of game that compares, and I truly believe that is the one game, or one Sonic racing game that truly kept the spirit of momentum alive. The drift, I'll be honest, just a lot of the mechanics are pretty good. Personally though, the game's not going to teach you shit. Fair warning if you're interested in buying it. You're not going to learn a damn thing. Go on YouTube or get the game complete so you can read the manual. And yes, I do have it complete. So, you know, they're just really interesting things. Like, I got a lot of unique things that I personally wanted to bring to you guys. And I would say, I'm very excited to be able to show you guys what kind of stuff I have going. Even though I have a few titles, I really would love to show you guys some of the things that I have. But with that being said, honestly, I miss making a fucking video. I'm glad I'm back. Let's get back to honestly talking about our feelings and breaking people's faces to fucking catch ya.